no chemical surface to flake off like in some papers. The paper has a blue grids on the back, and I don't know if you can see it in this light, but they're about 1-inch squares, and it says the name of the paper on the back, so it's easy to put in your printer and not worry about printing on the wrong side. And one of the good points about that is, like I said, this paper has no chemical base on the top that you can see, so it could be difficult if that was plain white. The instructions for this are 375 degrees and press for 30 seconds, which is what we're going to be doing. Now, I went ahead and I did some earlier little clips, and I showed in those the picture that I'm doing is a picture of my grandson. His name is Zach. In magnificent blue eyes, so I was hoping they'd show up on this t-shirt. I printed the picture. The colors are very vivid. Then I trimmed it within 1/4 of an inch because I wanted to see what would happen with the white around the picture, how that would look after it's printed, and most importantly is how it looked after it's washed. So we're going to be doing that, and we're going to be lining up 100% cotton. It's a Gildan 100% cotton shirt, 6.1 ounce cotton, and we're going to be lining it up with our T-square and pressing it and then finishing up. So right now I'm going to move my camera a little closer so you can see exactly what I'll be doing. This is the photo we're going to be using in our paper design for our transfer, and we're going to see how that comes out and as soon as we print it. No flaking at all with this paper. In printing, it went through the printer very smoothly. I used Dura-Bright ink. I did this on my CX7800. I didn't use the CIS system. I just put some new ink into the my other unit. So that's why I wanted to do it exactly with Dura-Bright, and the results should be the same whether you use CIS system or if you use a just a Dura-Bright. Okay, the next thing we want to do is, of course, line up our transfer that we're going to be putting on. But first I want to find the center of my my shirt, and I lay the T-square down on the shirt. I bring the collar up above the little raised plastic here in the center, and I have inch marks on the T-square so you can see exactly where it goes. These are the 2 high points of the collar, and these are the inseams, and these are numbered 1, 2, 3, and 4 inches, so it's 8 inches wide. And my seam, my outer seam is on the inseam of the collar here and the inseam of the collar here, and both my high points of my collar are here on the 3, so that's exactly even. How I can figure out even more is I can bring my sides up and line that up straight, and then I'm exactly even on that. So the next thing I need to do is where am I going to place my picture, and I'm going to put it about 2 inches down from my collar, and my picture is just slightly under 8 inches. So what I need to do is 1, 2, bring that right down there, and then bring my T-square up, and it's right under 8 inches, and so I have a 4 on this side and a 4 on this side, and I have just a slight gap between the 4s and the pictures. The other thing we want to do, and this is easy because this paper has these blue lines on it, so what we want to do is make sure that, and I'm sure you can see this on the camera, that this blue line is parallel with my T-square. So I've done it. I've aligned my transfer up exactly where I want to do it. Then I'll take my T-square off and just unfold it and put it aside. I don't need it right now. I'm not going to be doing another one. And the next thing I want to do is there's a ridge on the shirt. Now there's a couple of things that people talk about when they do transfers is when they press, they have this big, I'm using a 15 by 15 press, is they have this big square that they press. Well, there's a way around that, and that is to get yourself maybe a mouse pad that is the same size as the transfer you're doing, or a little less, place this underneath. Then when you press the design, you'll have just the square where the design is, and you won't have the square onto the shirt like you would otherwise. But I'm not going to do that. I'll do that later because I'm working on something else for that for you folks out there. So we're going to be pulling the shirt up off the off the pad, so I have no collar ridges going. And this is going to be pressed at 30 seconds at firm at 375 degrees, and we're going to peel it hot, and I'm pressing, and I'll be right back. Okay, I kind of turned off my camera there because 30 seconds of just watching a press is kind of boring. So that's going to be done in about 5 seconds. Everybody counting? Gee, 30 seconds is a long time. There we go. Now we're going to peel this hot. Okay, I left some residue on the picture. Okay, we peeled it, we transferred it, and I noticed that I've got a little problem with my press, and I might have to go back and clean that because I got a couple of brown spots on here. Now, the picture is a little sticky. It's not something I want to touch, so we're going to let that cool down. And like I said, you can see right here, I've got this ridge from my press. And like I said, I'm working on something to hopefully help eliminate a lot of that. The picture is very vivid. Okay, it's cooled down. It was sticky there for a second as it's cooling down. And we're going to take it and we're going to stretch it and see what happens to the picture, if anything at all. It does stretch very good. And it actually is doing quite well. And there is hardly any hand at all with that. It's still a little warm, so it's kind of hard for me to just put my hand right down on top of that. But like I said, I got a brown spot here and a brown spot here, and I think my platen, because I did quite a bit of stuff, and I didn't clean off my platen like I should have. So that's a little something for you guys out there. You caught me. Yes, I do make mistakes. Anyway, so that's it. It looks pretty decent. The colors are great. I mean, I lost no color in that picture. And so the next thing we want to do is wash it. And by the way, I was talking about the white around the border. I don't see any. I really just don't see any. It's there, but it's so faint. It's almost not there at all. So I guess the next thing we want to do is to wash that and see what it looks like, because that's important to you all. Thank you very much, and we'll be getting right back to you on as soon as I finish that wash test. Here's the picture after I did the first wash test, and you can see the colors are very vibrant. I haven't pressed this shirt yet, but I'll be doing that in a minute. I just wanted to get some close-up pictures here so you folks can see the coloring of my grandson's eyes there, and yeah, I'm very proud of him. Anyway, so that's the picture, and you can see the shirt's wrinkled and everything. I haven't pressed it yet, and I'll be doing that in a couple of minutes, and then we'll get the final results of that. But I am really impressed with this paper, and of course I will tell you what the name of the paper is at the end of this video, and be prepared to write an order, folks. Here's the final picture. This shirt has been pressed, and as you can see, the colors are still very vibrant, and you go right down to Zach's eyes there. You can see how the blues really stand out, and the lips are pink, and his little shirt is blue, and nice coloring. There's some red in the background there. The blacks is probably from the picture because it's not a true black. It's the background, so it's not a black. But I'm totally